We live in interesting times. Today's stories. Cyprus, Greece, and Israel hold a three-way summit in Nicosia. Tears of joy fall in Armenia as opposition leader becomes prime minister. Costa Rica swears in new head of state and vice president. New York's attorney general resigns after a sexual abuse report. U.S. slaps more sanctions on Venezuela. Evacuees return to gather belongings after Hawaii volcano erupts. Plus, waves of participants join the INC Worldwide Walk at the historic U.S. Capitol. Hello everyone, I am Sarah Nachman bringing you stories from around the globe. And this is Eagle News, Washington, D.C. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Tuesday accused Iran of wanting to deploy very dangerous weapons in Syria with the ultimate aim of destroying his own country. Israel has repeatedly accused its archenemy Iran of increasing its presence in neighboring Syria, where Tehran backs the regime of President Bashar al-Assad in the 7-year-old civil war.
It openly calls daily for our destruction, the elimination of Israel from the face of the earth, and it practices unmitigated aggression against us and against everyone else in the region. It has a terror network that is spread throughout the world. It is now seeking to implant very dangerous weapons in Syria to be used against Israel for the specific purpose of our destruction.
Netanyahu said Iran wants to establish Iranian military bases in the Mediterranean, describing such a situation as a palpable threat to us all.
I think it's in the interest of everyone to prevent this Iranian aggression. If they reach the Mediterranean, they wish to establish military naval bases in the Mediterranean for Iranian ships and Iranian submarines. This is a palpable threat against all of us. I think that everybody recognizes the malign intentions of Iran, and I think everybody also recognizes Israel's right of self-defense.
Iran has accused Israel of being behind deadly missile strikes in April against what it called Iranian advisors stationed in Syria. Israel neither confirmed nor denied responsibility, but has repeatedly said it cannot accept Iran establishing itself militarily in Syria. Assad's regime has also charged Netanyahu's government with carrying out strikes in the country. Speaking alongside Cyprus President Nikos Anastasiadis and Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras, Netanyahu did not discuss the Iranian nuclear deal, of which he is a fierce opponent. Referring to the 2015 agreement, Tsipras warned against abandoning the deal, which sought to stop Tehran developing nuclear weapons. During the leaders' press conference, he said, canceling the agreement with Iran might lead to further destabilization. Tens of thousands of Armenians pour onto the streets of the capital Yerevan to celebrate opposition leader Nikol Pashinyan's election as prime minister.
Հոգո մարմնով ինքը մեզ հետ ուրախ եմ կեց է այս ժողովուրդը Ավորությունները շատ բարձր են ընդհանրապես ժողովուրդը շատ ուրախ է հենց հիմա ակնկալիքները շատ մեծ են Նիկոլ Փաշինյանի հետ կապված երկուսակցության հետ կապված որ երկիրը արդեն նոր փուլ կմտնի նոր մի խոսքով այնպես շատ երկար բառեր չասեմ ուղղակի լավ կլինի հավատում եմ շատ
Earlier on Tuesday, Armenia's parliament elected the 42-year-old opposition leader as prime minister after he spearheaded weeks of mass protest against the ruling party, transforming the country's political landscape. Yerevan's Central Republic Square quickly filled with a sea of Armenia's red, blue, and orange national flags, and a huge crowd sang the national anthem and chanted, "Armenia, Armenia." Pashinyan told the crowd, "From now on, nobody will violate the Armenian people's rights and freedom." The father of four is often seen as a man of the people, a reputation backed up by the trademark camouflage t-shirt he wore during protest. But on Tuesday, the newly elected premier swapped his street attire for a sleek suit, transforming himself into a polished politician with a bashful smile. The honking of car and vuvuzela horns mingled with shouts of joy as groups of young people danced folk dances to beating drums.
Նիկոլա Արժանիա շատ լավ մարդ է ինքը 20 տարի 25 տարի պայքարել է մեր համար։ Էսի նորություն չէր։ Ես վստահ եմ որ լավ կլինի։ Ինքը սիրում է մեզ բոլորիս, մենք էլ իրան։
Costa Rica swears in its new president on Tuesday at the head of multi-party government facing challenges from climbing crime, looming migration, and a growing deficit. Carlos Alvarado, a journalist and one-time labor minister in the outgoing center-left administration, is taking over from President Luis Guillermo Solis. Under the Constitution, Costa Rican heads of state can only serve one 4-year term. At 38, Alvarado will be the youngest head of state in Latin America. The presidents of Panama, Guatemala, El Salvador, Ecuador, the Dominican Republic, and Bolivia are attending the swearing-in ceremony. Other countries in the region sent lower-ranking officials. Labor Secretary Alexander Acosta leads the United States delegation. Alvarado is to be driven through the capital in a hydrogen-fueled bus, in a nod to Costa Rica's commitment to clean, renewable energy. The new president, fronting for the Citizens Action Party, or PAC, saw off a challenge from an evangelical candidate, Fabricio Alvarado, in an April 1 election runoff. His cabinet, drawn from several parties and boasting 14 women and 11 men, will be a national unity government. Aiming to secure broad support in the 57-seat Legislative Assembly, the country's single-chamber parliament, the PAC has just 10 seats in the Assembly, where the opposition and evangelical deputies hold sway. Carlos Alvarado has promised to tackle the fiscal gap, which has grown to 6.2% of gross domestic product, improve the country's infrastructure, reduce poverty, and boost employment. Crime is another priority. In 2017, Costa Rica had 603 murders, the highest rate in its history, working out at 12 violent deaths per 100,000 inhabitants. Although far lower than gang-plagued Central American nations such as El Salvador or Guatemala, the rising insecurity is increasingly a public concern. Up next, New York's Attorney General resigns after a sexual abuse report. U.S. slaps more sanctions on Venezuela. Evacuees return to gather belongings after Hawaii volcano erupts. Eagle News Washington, D.C. will return in a moment.
From the Clessaco District of Australia East,
Happy 50th anniversary to Eagle Broadcasting Corporation.
Ano ang tunay na kahulugan?
Contentment lang.
Ano po ang inspirasyon niyo
Hindi
sa
lang yung
paggawa
sarili
ng
mo yung
mga
mapapasaya
films?
mo. Ang kailangan, yung lahat din ng tao
Ano
na mahal sa
ang
buhay mo,
level
is
of
napasaya mo.
happiness ngayong mga panahon na ito?
Anong na-accomplish mo sa buhay mo?
Intact family, of course, and strong spiritual foundation.
Yang lahat ng yan, abangan niyo sa magandang usapan dito po sa Rule Yourself to Success, RYTS! Yeah!
Agila Balita, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 7:30 hanggang alas 8 ng umaga.
Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News Washington, D.C. New York State's top prosecutor, a public champion of the Me Too movement, resigned on Monday, hours after being accused by the New Yorker magazine of physically assaulting 4 women. Jennifer Polinton reports.
New York State's top prosecutor, Eric Schneiderman, a public champion of the Me Too movement, resigned Monday, hours after being accused by the New Yorker magazine of physically assaulting 4 women. It was an abrupt fall from power for Schneiderman, the New York Attorney General, and Donald Trump's opponent, whose office had launched multiple legal challenges against the Republican administration. Schneiderman said in a statement, quote, "In the last several hours, serious allegations, which I strongly contest, have been made against me," unquote. The statement said, quote, "While these allegations are unrelated to my professional conduct or the operations of the office, they will effectively prevent me from leading the office's work at this critical time. I therefore resign my office, effective at the close of business on May 8th, unquote. Two of the women spoke to the magazine on the record, alleging that Schneiderman repeatedly hit them, often after drinking, frequently in bed, and never with their consent. The magazine said both say they sought medical attention after being slapped hard across the ear and face, and also choked. The New Yorker said none of the women classified the behavior as consensual. Earlier, Schneiderman issued a statement denying that he had assaulted anyone or that he had ever engaged in non-consensual sex. He said in the privacy of intimate relationships has engaged in role-playing and other consensual sexual activity. For Eagle News, I'm Jennifer Polentan, and I am 1 with 25.
U.S. Vice President Mike Pence on Monday urged Venezuela to suspend a divisive May 20 election he denounced as a sham, as Washington slapped fresh sanctions on Nicolas Maduro's regime. Myla Simbulan with more.
In an address to the Organization of American States, U.S. Vice President Mike Pence slammed Venezuela's upcoming presidential vote, boycotted by the opposition and branded illegitimate by much of the international community. Pence called Maduro to, quote, "suspend the sham elections and hold real elections."
There will be no real election in Venezuela on May 20th, and the world knows it. And that's why today we call on Maduro and his regime, suspend this sham election, hold real elections, give the people of Venezuela real choices, because the Venezuelan people deserve to live in democracy once again.
Pence's address came as the United States imposed sanctions on 20 companies, 16 of them in Venezuela and 4 in Panama, as well as 3 Venezuelan nationals, including a former top intelligence official indicted in the U.S. for narcotics trafficking. U.S. lawmakers have been calling on President Donald Trump's administration to take a harder line on Maduro's government, with Senator Marco Rubio going as far as calling for Washington to press for regime change. The OAS, meanwhile, has been deadlocked between members keen to punish Venezuela for democratic backsliding and long-standing Maduro allies who want to prop him up. Amid swelling international criticism, Venezuela in April 2017 began the 2-year process of withdrawing from the OAS, which it accuses of interference. Pence urged the 35-nation body to preempt that move and suspend Caracas in the name of their long-standing commitment to democracy and freedom.
We call on members of the OAS to suspend Venezuela from the Organization of American States. This is an institution dedicated to democracy.
For Eagle News, I'm Myla Simbulan, and I'm 1 with 25.
Residents of Leilani Estates returned to their homes to check on their properties and gather belongings, after more than 24 homes were destroyed and dozens more threatened by red-hot lava seeping from the Kilauea volcano, the most active in Hawaii. Alfred Aicenas reports.
Civil defense officials said more than 24 homes have been destroyed and dozens more threatened by the red-hot lava seeping from the Kilauea volcano, the most active in Hawaii. Evacuation orders remain in place for hundreds of residents of the Leilani Estates and Lani Puna Gardens on the eastern part of Hawaii's Big Island. Hawaii's Civil Defense Agency, in its latest update, have confirmed 27 homes have been destroyed by the lava oozing up from fissures or cracks in the ground. Aerial footage showed orange streams of lava snaking through the Leilani Estates neighborhood, covering streets and igniting small fires. Residents of Leilani Estates were allowed to return to their homes to check on their properties and remove belongings, but residents were warned to be ready to flee at a moment's notice. The Civil Defense Agency said, quote, "Because of unstable conditions that involve toxic gas, earthquakes, and lava activities, lines of safety can change at any time," end of quote. It is said that high levels of sulfur dioxide continue to be a threat to all who become exposed. For Eagle News, I'm Alfred Asenas, 1 with 25.
Waves of participants joined the INC Worldwide Walk at the historic U.S. Capitol. That's next. Eagle News Washington, D.C. will return shortly.
We, the EBC Russia Bureau, would like to greet Eagle Broadcasting Corporation a happy 50th anniversary from Russia with love!
Delicious, delicious.
I'm Wendell Garcia. Join me as I rediscover the joys of living here in the Philippines.
Oh my God!
Travel through taste. Discover your next adventure as we take you on our tasty travel.
Agila Balita, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 7:30 hanggang alas 8 ng umaga.
This is Eagle News Washington, D.C. I am Sarah Nachman. Joining the Iglesia ni Cristo's Worldwide Walk to fight poverty are people traveling from states as far as North Carolina and Pennsylvania, gathering at the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Our EBC correspondent Christine Mariano takes us to a walk site from the Capitol building to America's Front Yard, the National Mall, where the historic charity event took place. Take a look.
Monuments, memorials, museums. The National Mall in Washington, D.C. is a statement to United States history and for decades has served as the stage for protests, rallies, and civil marches that have molded history.
Here in the heart of Washington, D.C., where civil movements start and world-changing decisions are made, members of the Iglesia ni Cristo are walking across this national stage and making a statement in the fight against poverty.
The inauguration of the United States President takes place at the historic steps in front of the Capitol building. Today, INC members gather in front of the Capitol building, the starting point of their walk, preparing to take their own historic steps.
I think this is a great event. I mean, this is pretty awesome that we have so many people here that are gathered to walk and to fight against poverty. A lot of the world is in poverty, and it's great that we have so many people here, just in Washington D.C. and even around the world, that are supporting to fight against poverty. Being this is the nation's capital of the U.S., I think it's pretty cool, especially because there's so many tourists here, and this actually can bring a lot of attention to what we're walking for, bringing a lot of attention to this cause. Everybody that basically runs this country works right here. Just like I said, tourists, everybody sees us. People see us and are wondering, like, hey, what's going on over here? Why are you guys wearing those shirts? So it's, I think it brings a lot of good attention to the cause.
We're here in the Capitol, and it's just a blessing that Mid-Atlantic can be on such a world stage for such a great cause. So it's even more of a blessing that we get to do it here.
I came from Newport News, so it's been like 2.5 hours from there to here. So we're pretty excited to start with the Worldwide Walk. This location, it's pretty significant. We're actually privileged right now to do this event here at the Washington, D.C., U.S. Capitol. So we're privileged, to be honest with you. Not everyone can do activities right here. So good thing we thank the government for allowing us to do the activities here also.
Washington, D.C. is one of over 300 sites around the world across 18 time zones, being counted in a Guinness World Record attempt. The official 1.6-kilometer walk course begins at the Capitol building and ends at 12th Street by the Washington Monument. This portion of the National Mall has served as a backdrop for several historic marches and rallies in the past.
The cause that we are walking for is one of the greatest causes. Because when you look at the videos and you see the expression of thanks in the eyes of those who were suffering extreme poverty, they're so thankful to our Lord God Almighty that the Church of Christ came to the rescue.
Standing here right now on the West Lawn is amazing because this is where the President has his inaugural speech, and those who are witnessing the occasion would be standing here at this very area. And today, in our worldwide walk to fight poverty, we'll be beginning from this point and walking down the National Mall. If I would look back on this day, what would I remember most? The Church of Christ, our unity, Africa, helping our fellow men. Especially in these times, we see that poverty continues to prevail. And through the leadership of the Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, the Church has reached a glorious stature in a way that we can now help and give aid to those in need. And we will always remember this event because today we're sending a strong message, not just to people here around us, not just here in the United States, but to every continent throughout the whole world, that the Iglesia Ni Cristo, the Church of Christ, is ready to assist and be partners when the opportunity comes to partner up with the government if necessary to help alleviate poverty.
We're here at the Washington Monument, which was built to commemorate George Washington, the first President of the United States. It stands about 554 feet and 7 inches tall, making it the world's tallest stone structure and the world's tallest obelisk. As you can see behind me, walk participants are trickling through, making their way to the finish line area.
I think it's a very unique experience, especially I'm from Philadelphia, so I've never been to DC with so many Church of Christ members here, and I think about 100 us, we took a bus down here all together, and we have families and friends here, and we all walked towards the end, and it was a great experience.
It's a tremendous thing. I'm just recovering from an ankle injury, and I'm really happy that as of the last week I was able to walk, and here I am today. I'm going to remember that this world is not perfect. There's a lot of struggles out there. There's a lot of hardships. But when we unite especially, we can make something happen, and we can make something big and tremendous happen.
For the Worldwide Walk EBC special coverage here in Washington, D.C., this is Christine Mariano, and I am 1 with 25.
Thanks, Christine. That is today's Eagle News Washington, D.C. Join us tomorrow for stories that matter to you. Visit our website at eaglenews.ph, like us on Facebook, also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/EagleNewsPH. On behalf of Eagle News Washington, D.C., I am Sarah Nackman. Thank you for watching, and I am 1 with 25.
Ang breastfeeding ay nagbibigay ng special na bonding sa pagitan ng nanay at anak. Mas naipaparamdam ng ina sa kanyang anak ang pagmamahal at pag-aaruga. Pagkasilang pa lang ng sanggol, tiyakin na agad na mapadede upang ang pinakamahalagang substance na tinatawag na colostrum na taglay ng gatas ng ina ay kanyang makuha. Ang colostrum ay ang unang gatas na ipinuproduce ng katawan ng mga nanay para sa kanilang sanggol. Kaya naman para sa mga nanay, ugaliing mag-breastfeeding. Batay sa pag-aaral, ang breastfeeding ay magpapalakas sa immune system ng inyong mga anak, kaya hindi sila madaling dapuan ng sakit. At ang benepisyo ng breastfeeding ay higit pa sa kailangang basic nutrition ng inyong mga baby. At para sa first-time mommies, narito ang breastfeeding positions na karaniwang ginagawa. Gawin ito ng tama at makatutulong ito sa inyong breastfeeding journey. Mainam ito sa bagong panganak na sanggol. Pwedeng gumamit ng unan sa posisyong ito. Ang posisyong ito ay para sa mga sanggol na maliit at nahihirapan sa paghakam sa ina. Mainam ang posisyong ito para sa mga hirap sa pagpapasuso ng nakaupo o kung nais magpahinga sa kama kasama ang sanggol. Mainam ang posisyong ito para sa mga nakaranas ng cesarean section o kung malaki ang dibdib o kaya naman ay kung kambal ang pinapasuso. Laging tandaan, ang gatas ng ina ang pinakamahalaga para sa mga sanggol, hanggang 2 taon o higit pa. Taglay ng breast milk ang lahat ng vitamins at nutrients na kailangan ng mga baby sa unang 6 na buwan. Ako po si Eden Santos, kaisa sa pagpapalaganap ng kahalagahan ng breast milk at breastfeeding.
Ngayong summer, ramdam na ramdam ang sobrang init at maalinsangang paligid na pinagsisimulan ng sobrang pagpapawis ng balat. At dahil dito, mas madaling nababarahan ng dumi at bakterya ang mga sweat glands na siya namang nagdudulot ng pagkakaroon ng bungang araw o prickly heat rash sa Ingles. Isang kondisyon ng pagkakaroon ng mapupula at maliliit na butlig-butlig sa balat na maaring mahapdi o makati na karaniwang makikita sa noo, likod, dibdib at mga braso. Paano nga ba maiiwasan ang bungang araw? Narito ang ilang mga paraan upang ang bungang araw ay maiwasan. Una, laging maligo araw-araw. Pangalawa, umiwas sa mga lugar na sobrang maalinsangan at mainit. Panatilihing tuyo ang balat. Magsuot ng mga damit na maluluwag at gawa sa cotton. At kung may bungang araw na, narito ang ilang mga pamamaraan upang magamot ito. Una, linisin ang balat na apektado. Pangalawa, maaaring maglagay ng cornstarch o baking powder. At pangatlo, kumonsulta sa manggagamot. Ang mga karaniwang bungang araw ay hindi naman dapat ikabahala at nawawala rin naman ng kusa matapos ang ilang araw. Ngunit dapat tandaan na ang kondisyong ito ay maaaring makaapekto sa mekanismo ng pagpapalamig ng katawan o body's cooling system. At sa oras na mangyari ito, nariyan ang panganib ng heat stroke. Kaya dapat lamang na tayong lahat ay mag-ingat upang ang inyong summer vacation ay maging sulit kasama ang inyong mga pamilya.
My family joins me in extending our warm greetings to Eagle Broadcasting Corporation in celebrating its 50th founding anniversary. Not a few media outfits today tend to sensationalize or even distort the reports to the extent of compromising their reliability. This trend does not serve our people who depend on truthful information every day. May the EBC continue to lead the way in embarking on the path to honest and responsible broadcasting. May its Eagle scale new heights in providing accurate narratives and in promoting a transparent advocacy. Again, happy golden anniversary to Eagle Broadcasting Corporation.
Paparami na ang mga residential buildings sa mga bansa lalo na sa mga kalunsuran. Kaya naman kailangan pag-isipan din ang kaligtasan ng mga naninirahan dito sa panahon ng emergency gaya ng sunog. di lamang sa Grenfell Tower sa London pati na ang iba pang matataas na gusali sa bansa. Kaya naman ilan sa mga bagay na dapat isaalang-alang para mapangalagaan ang inyong sarili at pamilya ay mga sumusunod. Maging pamilyar sa inyong floor plan. Pag-aralan ang pinakaligtas na daan kung papaano makakalabas kapag may sunog. Alamin din ang fire exit sa inyong tinutuluyang gusali. Kailangan magkaroon ng fire extinguisher sa inyong unit o malapit dito. Alalahanin na may expiry date ang fire extinguisher at dapat itong tingnan. Turuan din ang miyembro ng pamilya na gumamit nito. Suriin din ang smoke alarm sa inyong gusali at unit. Ang smoke alarm ang early warning para sa mga residente at security personnel kung may sunog. Ang mga residential building ay may water sprinklers din at kailangan itong laging i-check. Alamin din ang mga daan para sa mga fire exit sa mga gusali. Kailangan ding visible ang mga marka kung saan ang mga hagdan. Huwag po nating hayaang magkaroon ng sunog sa ating tahanan. Mahalagang pag-ingatan ang ating ari-arian, higit sa lahat ang ating buhay.
Mga isyung panlipunan. Mga isyung pampolitika. Tatalakayin, lilinawin, kasama ang mga batikang komentarista, Congressman Dante Marcoleta at Jen Sobartiaga, itinanghal bilang Best Public Affairs Program ng 31st PMPC Star Awards for TV.
Nakita ngayon siguro ng PMPC na talagang merong interaction mula sa atin at saka yung publiko. Talagang natatalakay na mabuti ang mga isyong dapat na pagsaligan sa araw-araw.
Yan pala niya talaga ang tumutugon yung salitang public affairs. Di ba yung pakikipag-ugnayan sa publiko?
Saganang mamamayan. Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga. In these interesting times, these people have a big role to play. People behind news making. Your daily companions in service to humanity. Eagle News Service.
Pamahal ang presyo ng bilihin at serbisyo ngayon. Kaya naman mahalaga sa bawat pamilya ang mabisang pagbabudget. Ang pagbabudget ay plano ukol sa laang gugulin. Sa pamamagitan ng mahusay na pagbabudget, malalaman kung paano natin aayaw-ayawin ang perang pumapasok sa atin. Narito ang tips sa tamang pagbabudget. Alamin ang mga prioridad o yaong pangunahing pangangailangan na dapat unahin. Halimbawa ay ang makapagtapos sa pag-aaral ang anak. Maging conscious spender. Ibig sabihin, marunong tayong mag-prioritize sa mga bagay na totoong kailangan at gusto lamang natin. Subaybayan ang pag-Google. Dapat may listahan ng ating gugulin para malaman kung saan napunta ang perang pinaghirapan. Maaring subukan ang envelope system. Dito, titiyakin kung magkano ang kailangan na gastusin gaya ng pagkain, damit, pamasahe, gastos sa pag-aaral, bayad sa kuryente, tubig at iba pa. Iwasan ang pangungutang. Mag-isip mabuti sa pagkuha ng pahulugan at paggamit ng credit card. At magsanay sa simpleng pamumuhay. Sa maayos na pangangasiwa ng ating salapi, nababawasan ang stress at makakaipon din ng pera na gagamitin sa panahon ng pangangailangan.